Hi students, we are discussing kinematics. We discussed one-dimensional motion. Now in today's class we are going to discuss two-dimensional motion. So translational motion, we are discussing this translational motion. We are classified as rectilinear motion, we discussed it already this, that is one-dimensional motion. Under that we discussed horizontal motion and vertical motion, that is vertical freely falling body we discussed it, and vertically projected body, vertical motion, vertically projected body. So these are the things we discussed. Under rectilinear motion, that is one-dimensional motion. So far we discussed it. This rectilinear motion and again this one is curvilinear motion. This curvilinear motion again we are classified into two types: two-dimensional motion, and again three-dimensional. Motion. So two-dimensional motion, or we can also call it as motion in a plane. Under that examples is insects crawling on a floor or wall. Car moving in a curved path. Or a ball projected with some angle other than 90. A ball projected with some angle, so that is projected vertically with some angle, that is two-dimensional motion. That we can also call it as projectile. Okay. And three-dimensional motion, so that the path, the trajectory lies in three-dimensional, that is in space. So in space means we have three coordinates, so that is called a three-dimensional motion. Examples: insect flies in space, is an example for three-dimensional motion. And football is a three-dimensional motion. So these are the few examples. We discussed rectilinear motion, and this one we completed. Now in today's class we are entering into this curvilinear motion. So in today's class I am going to discuss this two-dimensional motion in a plane and three-dimensional motion in a plane. So these are the few examples for two-dimensional motion or motion in a plane. Okay? Motion in a plane. Insects crawling on the floor is one example, or wall. Car moving in a curved path is an example for two-dimensional motion. A ball projected with some angle or stone projected with some angle is a projectile. The three-dimensional motion is insects fly in space. Football. These are the man kick the ball with a foot. So that is soccer. So that is an example for the motion of the ball or the trajectory of the ball is three-dimensional. So that is example for three-dimensional motion. Okay. So in today's class we are discussing this curvilinear motion, that is two-dimensional motion. So that is two-dimensional motion. Let us consider a car moves in a plane. Let it be XY plane. Okay. So it moves in a plane like this. So this is curvilinear path. This is the trajectory of the path taken by the car. This is a XY plane. Okay. So if you want the speed of the car, velocity is magnitude of velocity is speed. So velocity direction is tangential. So this is the direction of motion. Suppose this is the position vector at a particular instant of time. Okay. This is position vector. This is the position of the car. So this one I take it as position vector. Okay. Origin. O. After t seconds, here the position of the car changes with respect to time. This is the path taken by this curve. So after t seconds, the position vector of the car will be like this. Let it B be the position of the car after t seconds. So I assumed that A is the position of the car at a particular instant of time. B is the position of the car after t seconds. So this is the path taken by the car. So this is the initial position of vector. This is the final position vector. Okay. Now this speed changes when the car is moving in a curved path. The speed may changes. That is speed may changes. That is velocity changes. Velocity is a vector quantity. So it has both magnitude and direction. So the speed magnitude changes or direction changes or both changes, then we can say that velocity changes. So since the car is moving in a curved path, direction changes at every instant of time. If you want a direction of velocity at a particular instant of time, you draw a tangent at that point. So I want here tangent, that is the velocity direction. So here you want velocity, you draw a tangent at that point. So its velocity changes in direction. Okay? Velocity changes in direction. That change in direction, so velocity changes, direction changes means velocity changes. So that change in velocity causes acceleration. So that acceleration is the component of acceleration that is the towards the center. Suppose here the acceleration is towards the center. Acceleration. So acceleration is towards the center. That acceleration is called normal acceleration. So it is normal to this velocity. So what is a normal acceleration? The component of acceleration which arises due to change in direction of the velocity is called normal acceleration. At the same time, the speed of the car also changes. That means magnitude of velocities also changes. Due to that, acceleration arises. That acceleration is called tangential acceleration. So this one, it is along the direction of motion. It is along the direction of motion. So what I want to say, when a body moves in a curved path or in a curvilinear, the body has two accelerations. One is normal acceleration and another is tangential acceleration. So what is normal acceleration? The component of acceleration, the component of acceleration that arises due to change in direction of motion. Change in direction of motion. That acceleration is called normal acceleration. Normal acceleration. I represented with letter AN. And this is due to change in the direction of motion. Second one is tangential acceleration. Tangential acceleration. That is AT. Why it causes? Because the component of acceleration, that arise due to change in magnitude, change in speed or magnitude of velocity. So due to change in speed, acceleration arises, causes acceleration produce. That acceleration is called tangential acceleration. Its direction is along the direction of motion. What is its direction? Along the direction of motion. Suppose if a car is here at A, it will be tangential. When the car is at B, after a certain instant of time, the acceleration is along AT, like this. Okay, so the car moves in a curved path. It has two accelerations. So one is normal acceleration, that is normal to the velocity, perpendicular to the velocity, and another is tangential acceleration along the direction of motion. And so if you want acceleration of the car, it will be like this, resultant of these two. That is acceleration of the car, resultant of these two, AN and AT. If these two are perpendicular to each other, the acceleration, resultant acceleration of the car, that is acceleration of the car, acceleration of the body, moves in a curved path. The acceleration of the body, that is car, is A is equal to, since we can write it as, since these two are perpendicular to each other, we can write it as AN square plus AT square. That is the magnitude of acceleration. Okay, so this is the two-dimensional motion. Okay. So The next one is three-dimensional motion in a Cartesian coordinate system. Let us choose a Cartesian coordinate system x, y, z. Okay, this is x-axis and y-axis and z-axis. So suppose the motion is a three-dimensional. That means an insect flies in air. So that it has three-dimensional motion. Let us consider this example. Okay. Now this at a particular instant of time, let r be the position vector. At a particular instant of time, this p is the position vector. It has coordinates. Let it be x, y, z. So the position vector is represented with the letter r bar. Okay. So what is the position of the insect? That is, we can represent it in vector form. Position vector. That is r bar is equal to its. We can write it as xi cap plus yj cap plus z k cap. What is p represents? P represents. P is in the coordinate system. We can write x, y, z. It represents what? Position of the body. Position of a particle. Sometimes I call it as body. Sometimes I call it as particle. You remember, both are same here. So position of a particle in space, that is represented in our coordinate system with the x, y, z axis. Okay, that we can represent in terms of vector. R bar is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus z k cap. Now this is the position vector. So its position of the particle or that is insect will changes with respect to time. So because it is flying in space, its position changes with respect to time. So we want its velocity. So what you have to do? So you have to integrate this expression. So velocity we can define as rate of change of position is rate of change of displacement. We can call it as velocity. So I want velocity, the position vector you differentiate with respect to t. So the rate of change of position is called velocity. So that is dr by dt. That is d by dt of, you differentiate this one with respect to x. So d by dt of x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. Because this x, y, z it changes with respect to time. These are independent variables. They depends on time. These are x, y, z or depends on changes with respect to time. So dx by dt. So we can write it as this by applying distributive law. We get dx by dt I cap plus dy by dt j cap plus dz by dt k cap. Dz by dt k cap. Dx by dt we can write it as Vx I cap plus Vy j cap plus Vz k cap. Okay, so that is velocity vector. So I got velocity. Okay, clear? So after getting the velocity, I want acceleration. So what you have to do? Again you differentiate. So I want acceleration. So I am writing here acceleration. So acceleration is, how it is defined? A is equal to rate of change of velocity. How we can define acceleration? Rate of change of velocity. So dv by dt. Physically we can write it as dv by dt. That is a bar is equal to d by dt of v bar. What is v bar? Vx I cap plus Vy j cap plus Vz k cap. That is a bar is equal to d by dt of dvx by dt I cap plus dy by dt j cap plus dvz by dt k cap. Okay, that is acceleration. This can also be written as ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. So thus we can represent this acceleration. Okay. So I know the position of the insect at a particular instant of time, then I got velocity and accelerations. This acceleration we can also written as a bar is equal to ax can also be written as d square x by dt square I cap plus dx square by dt square dy d square y by dt square j cap plus d square z by dt square into k cap. Okay, so this is the acceleration. That is the same thing, acceleration we can write like this, or ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. What is ax? dx square by dt square. That means after differentiating this one, vx, see what I did here, instead of vx, I write dx by dt. So d by dt of dx by dt, that is d square x by dt square. That means first time you are differentiating with respect to t, after getting the result, again you differentiate with respect to t. So that you will get acceleration. Okay, that we can write like this. So the same thing we can assume, this is a three-dimensional problems in kinematics. So what is the problem? If position is we know, how do you know that body moves in a space or three-dimensional? That means it has three components, x component, y component, z component. We can understand that body moves in a three-dimensional motion. Suppose it has two components, only x and y. That means body moves in a plane. So you will get velocity. You differentiate this position, you will get velocity. Once again you differentiate, you will get acceleration. The reverse to this, suppose you know the acceleration as a function of t. So what I did here, I know the position vector, I got velocity. Once you know the velocity, position is a function of t, velocity you got. Velocity you know that, acceleration. How do you get you will get by differentiation. Do differentiation. What is that? Do differentiation, as I shown here. Suppose the reverse, if you know the acceleration is a function of t, you want velocity. Velocity is a function of t, you want its position, vector, do integration. Here do integration. So in three-dimensional motion also, the same thing we did as we did in rectilinear motion. Okay. So once you know the position, if you want velocity, do differentiation. Once you know the velocity, if you want acceleration, do differentiation. Once you know the acceleration, if you want velocity, do integration. Once you know the velocity, if you want the position of a particle, do integration. These are the techniques we follow when you are solving the problems. Okay. So this we can assume as this three-dimensional motion we can assume as combination of I will write here. So this three-dimensional motion we can 3D motion assume as combination of three rectilinear motions. Three rectilinear motions. So that is, once you know the x component, you differentiate dx by dt. dx by dt. You will get dx by dt, you will get I cap dy by dt. So you will get Vx, velocity, Vy, dy by dt, Vz, you will get dz by dt. Acceleration you want, you differentiate dv by dx, x component, you will get acceleration. Similarly, you get y component, dy by dt. Similarly, if you want z component, you differentiate this z component of velocity with respect to time, you will get acceleration. Okay, so this three-dimensional motion you can also assume as the combination of three rectilinear motions. Okay, then you will get velocities you do independently and you add. Finally, you will get velocity how Vx I cap plus Vy j cap plus Vz k cap. Suppose you want acceleration Ax I cap plus Ay j cap plus Az k cap. Thus we get. Okay, a particle starts from origin. A particle starts from origin at t is equal to 0 seconds with velocity 10.0 j cap meter second inverse and moves in xy plane in a xy plane with the constant acceleration of 8.0 I cap plus 2.0 j cap meter second to the power minus 2. A. Under that first question. So at what time is the x coordinate of the particle x coordinate of the particle 16 meters question mark. What is the y coordinate? Y coordinate of the particle at that time. B. What is the speed of the particle? Speed of the particle at that time. Okay, so this is the problem. Now see, this is example for two-dimensional motion. A particle starts from origin at t is equal to 0, moves with velocity. So this is the initial velocity 10j. So initially it moves along the j direction. So this is y-axis, this is x-axis. A particle at t is equal to 0 starts from origin. So t is equal to 0. with the initial velocity along the y direction is equal to 10 j meter second inverse and moves in x plane with the constant acceleration. So initial velocity is given by initial velocity u is given as vector 10.0 j cap. That is initial velocity. Acceleration. So what is acceleration? Yes, acceleration a bar is equal to 8 I cap plus 2 j cap. This is acceleration. So at what time the x coordinate of the particle is 16 meters? At what time? So at what time we don't know. Let it be after t seconds. I want a displacement. Let s be the displacement after t seconds. S be the displacement after t seconds. So we can write it as s is equal to ut plus half at square. I am applying this formula. So s is equal to, s bar is equal to u, initial velocity 10 j cap into t plus half a. What is a? 8 I cap plus 2 j cap into t square. Okay. So this is, so we can write it as s is equal to, s can be written as s bar can be written as, see, you write I cap, x coordinate is, here there is no x coordinate, here it is 8 by 2 4, so that is 4 I cap into t square, 4 I cap into t square plus j cap, that is 10 t plus 2 by 2 1, that is 1 into t square of j cap. So this is the displacement vector. So displacement vector is, we can write it as x I cap plus y j cap is equal to 4 I cap t square plus 10 t plus t square j cap. Okay. So you equate this one, x. So at what time the x component of the particle will be at 16 meters. So x will be 16. So you equated the x components. This is x component. So x is equal to 16 meters given. So you equate this x component. 16 is equal to x component. X is equal to, I am writing, x is equal to I component. Here it is 2 into 4 I cap. So that is x component. So 4 t square. So x is 16 meters. 16 is equal to 4 t square. So what you will get? T is equal to, t square is equal to 16 by 4. So t square is equal to 16 by 4. T is equal to 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds, the x component is 16 meters. At what time the x component of the particle will be 16 meters? For that question, answer is 2 meters. So the displacement vector here I have written as xi cap plus y j cap. Okay. So I got 2. At what is the y coordinate of the particle at that time? So I want y coordinate. So what is the y coordinate here? You compare this. Y is equal to, I am writing here. Okay. So I am writing here. What is the y component of this at So equate this. Y component is equal to 10t plus t square. That is the y component into j. So I am equating both sides. I cap, I got x, j cap, I got y. Y is equal to 10t plus t square. What is t here? 2. So 10 into 2 plus 2 square 4. That is y is equal to 10 into 2 20 plus 4. That is y is equal to 24 meters. Okay. So I got this answer for this. So for the first question I got the answer. Next, what is the speed of the particle at that instant? So I want speed. Okay. So I want speed after t seconds. Speed after t seconds. I don't know. Let v bar be the speed after t seconds. Let v bar be the velocity after 2 seconds. T is equal to 2 seconds. Okay, after t seconds. So the velocity v bar can be written as v is equal to u plus at. So I am applying this formula. V bar is equal to u bar. So u bar is, what is 10 j cap plus a. What is a bar? 8 I cap plus 2 j cap into t. Okay. So that is v bar. So that we can write it as v bar is equal to, so 2 seconds. Here t you substitute speed of the particle at that instant. That means at after 2 seconds. That is, you write t2. So that is 10 j cap plus t. I substitute 2. 2 into 8, 16 I cap plus 2 into, here t I substitute this value, 2 seconds. 8 into 2, 16 plus 2 into 2, 4. 4 j cap. So that is, okay. So here v bar is equal to 10 j cap plus 8 into 2, 16 I cap plus 2 into 2, 4 j cap. That is, I cap, you get I cap to I cap, 16 I cap plus 10 plus 4, 10 plus 4, 14 j cap. So that is velocity vector. Velocity, magnitude of velocity is speed. So square root of 16 square plus 14 square. That is, square root of 16 square is 256 plus 14 square is 196. So square root of 256 plus 196, that is 452. That is equal to 21.26 meter second inverse. So this problem we can do in the second method, that is by assuming a combination of two rectangular linear motions. We can do in the second method the same problem. Okay. So second method. So this is given data, initial velocity and acceleration. Second method. So I will write here. So I will divide this one, second method, as components, x components and y components. So x component and y components. Okay. What is x component? Initial velocity 0, because the velocity is in j direction. So its x component is 0. If vector lies along the y-axis, its x component is 0. So initial velocity in x direction is 0. Acceleration, x component is 8. So we want x component is 16 meters. At what time? So apply s is equal to ut plus half at square in x direction. That is x is equal to ux into t plus half into ax into t square. That means I am applying s is equal to ut plus half at square along x direction. X is 16, u is 0. So 0 into t, 0, half ax is 8, 8 into t square. So this is 2, 4, 16 by 4, 4, t square is equal to 4, t is equal to 2 seconds. So we got this. Same. X component. I want y component at that instant. So initial velocity in y direction is 10. 10 in y direction. Acceleration is 2 in y direction. 2. So units are meter second to the power minus 2. Initial velocity, acceleration. Time is 2 seconds. I want y direction, y component. So I am applying s is equal to ut plus half at square. In which direction? Y direction. So y is equal to u 10 into 2 plus half a 2 into t square. 2 square 4. This 2 get cancelled. 12 plus 4. That is y is equal to 16 meters. So I got x component. When x component is 16 meters, the time is 2 seconds, I got y component. So I assumed that this two-dimensional motion as a combination of two independent linear motions, that is x component and y component. I separated them. I assumed that this one is a rectilinear motion along the x direction, and this is a rectilinear motion along y direction. Combination of these two is the two-dimensional motion. Thus also we can assume. And the second time we want the speed of the particle at that instant. So x component and y component. Similarly, x component and y component. See, x component, initial velocity 0. Acceleration is 8. X component, acceleration 8. So t, I want velocity. T is equal to 2 seconds. So I am applying v is equal to u plus at. Along which direction? X direction. So vx is equal to u 0 a 2 into 2. It is 8 into 2. That is 16 meter second inverse, x component. So what is y component? Vy is equal to, I am applying v. Vy is equal to, along y component I want. So y component is equal to, Vy is equal to uy plus ay into t square. So I am applying v is equal to u plus at. In which direction? Y direction. So uy is, initial velocity in y direction is 10. 10 plus half ay, acceleration is 2 into t square. T square is 2 is 4. That is 10 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 10, 18. So velocity in y direction is, initial velocity, acceleration is 8, 2 seconds. 8 into 2, 16. Okay. So y component velocity is, Vy is speed. Vy is, initial velocity in y direction is 10. Acceleration is 2 into, time is 2 square, 4. So this one is 2 into 4, 8 plus 10, 18. So that is 18 meter second inverse. Okay. So we can write it as Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. X component is 16, y component is, here we got 18 meter second inverse. Okay. So this we can write it as Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. Velocity after t seconds. Okay. So here we got 10 plus 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 10, 14 meter second inverse. So we want velocity, this is x component, I got 16 and y component 14. I want velocity at that instant, that is 2 seconds. So where I have to write, I will write here. Okay. So I will write here. So x component is velocity can be written as Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. Okay. So x component I got it as 16. So 16 I cap. Y component I got it as 14 j cap. That is V. V is equal to magnitude of velocity is speed. So that is square root of 16 square plus 14 square. That is 16 square plus 14 square is 16 square 256 plus 14 square is 196. So 196 plus 256. 256 plus 196. That is 2, 10, 15, 10, 15. This is 4. Here it is 4. 452. So square root of 452. So magnitude of square root of 452 becomes its speed. That is, it will become nearly 21.26. So this is the speed of the particle at that instant. Okay. So here the displacement we did here. S is equal to ut plus half at square. We did mistake here. Check. S is equal to y component 10 into 2, 12 plus 2 into half. Here y direction is 2. 2 into 2, 4. Here is 10 into 2, 20. Sorry. Here. So 10 into 2, 20. 20 plus 4, 24. So here it is 24 meters. So the y component at that instant after 2 seconds is 24 meters, and when x component is 16 meters, the time becomes 2 seconds, and the y component at that instant is 24 meters, and the speed at that instant is I find x component, y component separately. I treat this two-dimensional motion I consider as two independent rectilinear motions. That is, I separated x component, y component. Then I written velocity, x component. Then I find velocity, Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. So it indicates it is two-dimensional motion. Then I find the magnitude of velocity. It will become speed. Okay. Okay.